It's no secret that female body has an obvious difference from the male body, but besides that, there are a huge number of incredible facts about the amazing sexual diversity of humanity that even women themselves don't know. Why do women have dimples in the lower back, and why is their index finger longer than men's? This is the Fudge Network, and in this episode, I will shed some light on a few facts about female body that even women don't know about. Let's start with a small experiment, the result of which will surprise you. Straighten your hand and place it palm down on a table or any other surface. If your index finger is longer than your ring finger, you are most likely a woman. If, on the contrary, your ring finger is longer than your index finger, you are a man. Of course, there are exceptions, so don't worry if yours is different. But, agree, this is one of those details that is always at hand, but you have never noticed. Short fact: men are more predisposed to almost all existing diseases on the planet than women. Perhaps that is why in almost all countries of the world, the average life expectancy of women is higher and sometimes significantly so. And although the set of vital organs in men and women is the same, they have quite significant differences. On average, men have larger hearts and lungs than women. However, the fairer sex also has something to boast about. Their liver, stomach, and kidneys are larger than those of men. In addition, women have lower blood pressure and higher heart rates. Women tolerate low temperatures much worse than men. Perhaps this explains the love of the fairer sex for fur coats. But the reason may be something else. The vast majority of people are convinced that men are physically stronger than women. This is simply because men's muscles are usually larger. But in reality, it's not that obvious. Women's muscles are more enduring, less fatigued, and recover faster. And the number of workouts is not the point here. It is a natural feature of the female body. There is not a single woman on the planet whose right and left breasts are exactly the same. They differ slightly in shape and even size. Hair loss is a normal process. To renew themselves, they must fall out in small amounts. However, you can't even imagine that a single hair on a woman's head can live a 7-year life and only fall out after that. For example, on some other parts of the female body, hair lives for a maximum of 3 weeks. In men, fat is primarily deposited on the abdomen, while in women it accumulates on the buttocks and thighs. At the same time, the percentage of fat in the average female body is higher than in the male body. Women's love for red dresses, shoes, handbags, and lipstick is ingrained in their nature. Many women, unlike most men, adore red things. Scientists have found that this is not for nothing. The culprit is a specific type of mutation in genes that leads to women perceiving many more shades of red than men. However, this phenomenon applies only to 40% of women, so if you are a girl and you absolutely dislike the color red, that's okay too. Small dimples in the lower back are present in both men and women. But because this feature is more pronounced in women, they are called venous dimples. A few years ago, this part of the body became particularly popular thanks to Instagram users. Many people became interested in the reasons for the appearance of these dimples and how to get them. The short answer is that it's almost impossible. This body feature depends on bone structure, which is completely individual. Of course, plastic surgery can help, but it's not necessarily worth it. Women burn calories much slower than men. This is why weight loss requires significantly more effort for women, and they tend to worry more about it. Women's love for perfume also has a scientific explanation. Hormones are most likely to blame for this. Women are more receptive to smells than men, which is why they make up the absolute majority in perfume shops. Women can detect familiar scents even in the smallest concentration. Scientists believe that this superpower is not possessed by girls before adolescence and women after menopause. Thus, researchers associate this with certain hormonal activity in the female body. Women are much better at reading facial expressions. There is a separate branch of science that deals with trying to determine people's true thoughts and emotions from the slightest movements of facial muscles. Women are better at this task than men, as the fairer sex does it more effectively by nature. Because of this, women are capable of empathizing and understanding their conversation partner's emotions better, and they have better facial memory. Men cry less not because they are tougher and less emotional, but simply because women are predisposed to cry more. At least that's what American scientist Ulya Frey claims. He concludes that women cry on average 5 times more than men for 2 reasons. Firstly, their tear glands are larger than men's, and secondly, women have much more prolactin hormone in their bodies, which is responsible for the amount of tears. A noticeable difference in female and male appearance is the Adam's apple. In men, it is well defined. This is because the vocal apparatus in men takes up much more space than in women. Women are more attentive interlocutors. As we know, our brain consists of 2 hemispheres, each of which is responsible for a certain set of actions. Scientists from the University of Indiana conducted an interesting study. During the experiment, it was found that when men listen to an audiobook, only the left hemisphere, which is responsible for speech and perception of auditory information, is activated, while women use both hemispheres when listening. That is, they also involve the right hemisphere, which is responsible for creativity. Representatives of both genders reach their maximum bone mass by the age of 30, and after the age of 40, bones start losing weight. However, in women, this process occurs much faster than in men. That is why women need to consume significantly more calcium as they age. Women's skin ages faster than men's. Collagen is to blame for this, among other things, as it is responsible for elasticity. Due to hormonal changes, the amount of collagen in women decreases much faster than in men as they age. However, despite this, women tend to look younger than men in photos, and it's not because of makeup. It's because men's skin is thicker, and as a result, wrinkles are more noticeable. This greatly affects the perception of a person's age from the outside. The percentage of body fat in women, on average, is 10% higher than in men. This is related to the features of the reproductive system. If women have problems with its functioning, often the cause is a lack of fat in the body. It's no secret that men are usually larger in size than women, with an average difference of 10%. This difference is noticeable from birth, with boys usually being born larger than girls. Women need significantly fewer calories. As we have already discovered, men have more muscle mass, height, and a faster metabolism. That is why they need to consume more calories throughout the day than women. Don't forget to like the video if you found it interesting, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell to always be aware of new videos, and of course, leave your comments under this video.